Hey, everyone, tonight was a very special night for Friday Night Smackdown. It was a historic night, I should say, because tonight was the last night on the Fox network. And they're actually going to the U.S. network come next Friday for the have its first season premiere. And you got to remember, too, on Monday Night Raw of next week, we have the season premiere for that this as well, too. And NXT is actually going to be on the U.S. network this as well, too. But you also have to remember to think that NXT will, on October 1st, will go to CW. I'm actually surprised they're actually doing that and not keep it on the U.S. network that way. We have all wrestling, everything to go on the U.S. network. Though you guys actually think that would have been smart, but that's not the case. And you guys got to realize, too, things are going to change towards the end of the year, actually, the beginning of next year, I should say, in January, as everything gets shipped over to Netflix. That might be a little more easier, don't you guys actually think? But heading back over to Friday Night Smackdown, I do want to talk about, it's been around for 5 years. Fox signed that deal 5 years ago, and it expired tonight. Let's just say they had a good run, the wrestling on the Friday night on Fox Network. It's one of those easier channels you can actually find if you got cable. It's easy to find, unlike USA. USA is one of those common stations as well too. But everything was so convenient to have on Fox. I was actually in the very beginning too. I was actually surprised it went there, but I'm actually glad it did. Sometimes I actually do watch it on Easter time sometimes. That's the reason I get my information a little earlier. Sometimes I live in California. That's a little hint right there. But everything has been really good within the 5 years. Even we had to, through this whole time, went through the COVID. During that time, went to the Thunderdome, actually, once they actually came back, which I wanted to thank everybody, especially the crew, the wrestlers, for actually doing that. Oh my gosh, you guys have saved me. And I bet you they probably saved a lot of people out there for this. But who's been watching wrestling for a long time, as entertaining as I've been watching it for 30 plus years. I gotta say thank you for doing that. And throughout after this time now that we're actually getting more away from the COVID, we're still in the COVID, but we are getting even more bigger as these crowds are just been so amazing around the world. I gotta say, hearing those loud chants and everything, it's incredible. And everything about SmackDown this as well too. Tonight, Corey Graves. Michael Cole actually announced the last one, because if you go back 5 years when they first premiered on Fox, these two were the ones that actually gave us that announcement. These two are so incredible together. I'm so glad they did. Michael Cole's been around for such a long time too, over 2 decades. Wow, thank you, Michael Cole, for doing what you do best at. I think that's really cool. But shifting gears now, I do want to mention this as well too. There's been, I don't know though, I don't really think this is a rumor. I think this might actually be true. But if you guys remember from the past, on Saturday nights, every time when I was younger, well, I don't think it was not too long ago when I actually think about it. I'm not going to make myself seem old here. But anyways, on Saturday night, they had main events that was maybe like an hour sometimes. Hopefully it's a little longer this time. But are we getting that back on TV? It's supposed to be on Channel 4. This would be incredible to get another show added for wrestling, because we only have 2 nights right now for Monday and Friday, and I usually can't wait that long for when wrestling comes around once again. You gotta remember, SmackDown has been switched so many times in the past. It was on Tuesday at one time. It was in the middle of the week sometimes. But originally, in the beginning, when SmackDown first started, it actually started on Fridays always. And now we were still on Fridays, and now what makes me wonder too, what's going to happen once we go to Netflix come next year, but that's a different talk. But I just want to say, main event Saturday, I think it's coming back, and I'm really excited about this. And I really, if you go to these live events, maybe they might tie that with Friday Night Smackdown, because Friday Night Smackdown is only 2 hours. And that's another thing I really kind of consider. Do you think the show might go to 3 hours? There's a possibility of that once it goes to Netflix. But once again, that's a talk for another time. There's just so much I want to talk about. I have not even mentioned anything about Netflix on my station yet. And it's just, I don't know. There's a lot to talk about. But in this video, I wanted to talk Friday Night Smackdown having its final night on Fox Network. And it's been incredible. Once again, I say, and I did want to reach on the main event thing. If you guys actually heard that as well too, leave some comments down below. And I do have a question for you guys. Since Friday Night Smackdown on Fox went for 5 years, did you have an exciting moment that you that really encouraged you, or maybe embraced you in ways? I think when we saw the return of The Rock, this maybe like, was it last year, something like that? Oh my God, that was electrifying. I gotta say, that was the most electrifying I ever saw. You gotta realize too, the word SmackDown came from The Rock this as well too. When it first started back in, what was it, 1999? Since SmackDown's been coming around every Friday Night Smackdown. That's incredible. This is so much back history, not back history. And you gotta remember too, Monday Night Raw was in the beginning was like the only show you had until they added a Friday Night Smackdown in 1999. Look at us now. Look how far we come. But now I'm ready to see what's going to happen once we get to the US Network next week. And we got a big line of main event as well too, as Cody Rhodes faces Solo in that steel cage match. Oh yeah, I'm ready for to see that. That way there's no interference whatsoever. So if you guys are excited for this match, leave your comments down below. I wanted to wrap things up because there's really a lot I could really talk about, but I'm going to save that for another video, as I will. And once again, will we get another wrestling night for main event on Saturday, which I think that would be pretty cool. In the past, I think it was an hour. Hopefully we can get maybe 2 hours, because I think an hour is not enough as it is. So anyways, I can finally wrap this up and say, my name is Ryan. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.